Hey everyone, today I'm coming to you with a very cool review. This is a figure I've been waiting for so long, and I am so happy to finally have it in figure form. Got it way earlier than I thought. I was on Facebook Marketplace today, just scrolling. I was in the Burger King drive-through, and then he's there. He's there. He's on Facebook. $45 I paid for him. Very good deal. I think that is above. No, that's under retail because I think he retails in Canada at least 50, if I'm not mistaken. But he is a part of course, the Mandalorian Galaxy packaging. This is gonna be weird for all you to hear, but he's number 18. Oh my goodness, number 18. Like we just keep getting Mandalorian figures. They just keep pumping them out, and we just keep buying them. We're gonna be at 30 before you know it, but. This is an amazing figure, and I have so much to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into Cobb Vanth's review. So with Cobb Vanth, what you see is what you get. And yes, it is a little less than you would expect, even though it is a deluxe, which is definitely not ideal. This is what you get. But before we get into the figure, I, of course, want to read Cobb Vanth's bio. Cobb Vanth, the Marshal of Mos Pelgo, a small town on Tatooine. By the way, it's Freetown. Freaking Hasbro. A small town on Tatooine, Cobb Vanth has earned the trust of the townsfolk as a capable peacekeeper and leader. Wow, interesting bio. And then there you can see the art of Cobb Vanth. We have the Maldo Kreese Mando, and then I don't know who's on the other side, but there you can see his art. You can see some Tuskens, no Banthas, which makes me very sad. But you can see the Crate Dragon there as well. Cobb Vanth, of course. Gosh, I talk too much about cardboard. I think, sometimes I think I actually like the box more than the actual product, which isn't ideal. But in this case, this figure is amazing. I wanted to start off with the helmet. Now, this is, I don't know if this is reuse, but I think it's reuse of the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett helmet. No, it is not. It is very different. This one was kind of their first attempt at Boba Fett in the new kind of Black series that they were doing last year, because they went from the the red line era to the Galaxy packaging. So they were kind of introducing all these new techniques and new things that were new for Black Series, and this was our first time kind of getting Boba Fett implemented into the modern era. So you can see their first attempt at a helmet was a little off because when it came in the package, it was squished, and this is very warped. Never was a fan of that, but this, they seem to have fixed a lot of those mistakes. I believe this will be the helmet we will be getting with the 2 other deluxe Boba Fett's coming this year. But this is just awesome. You can really see the paint and effort that went into this. Some people were saying the reason why it is a deluxe figure and not a standard release is because of the paint applications, which, in my opinion, is a stupid-ass excuse. No, that's not a... Not a good excuse. Another better excuse, which still isn't any better, but it's an excuse. It's the Boba Fett tax. Anything in Boba Fett is going to sell, so they got to charge more. But you can see the helmet does just go on the Cobb Vanth. His other accessory is kind of a desert hunting rifle. So you see some of the townsfolk using these in the Book of Boba Fett. And then his jetpack is very different from the other one. This thing broke off. I have to glue it back on. I have it. But you can see this was before he got hit in the back by Han. And there you can see the replacement pad that they put on the jetpack. And then they are using a different style rocket. This is not anything Boba Fett uses, but I guess because Cobb Vanth isn't rich, he doesn't have access to the proper one, so he has to use these. So you can see that, and then you can see they kind of, there's actually a lot of differences in this. I see a lot of this kind of white paint that they're using, this tannish white, but that, of course, just ports onto the back of Cobb Vanth. And then his last accessory is his rifle, or his little gun, I guess. So that is very cool. And these are both molded in this kind of just standard dark gray plastic, I guess. It's not really black. It's like a dark gray. This one has some sparkles in it, though, which I find a little weird, but that's enough with the accessories. Let's just kind of go over the sheer detail of this figure. So I'll start off at the top with the Timothy Oliphant head sculpt. They really knocked it out of the park. This just captures him so well from all angles, too. I can tell that this is Cobb Vanth. They did an amazing job. And then this little red piece here, this kind of scarf thing, it's accurate, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's different, I guess I'll say. And then when you put the helmet on, it doesn't really get into the way of the articulation, but it is still there nonetheless. There you can see the armor, which has some of the similar battle damage from the Sarlacc, which is just crazy, the amount of detail they put into this. I'm so excited for those other Bobas after getting this figure. And then you can see it is a skinny figure because he didn't really fit the armor perfectly, but he fit it nonetheless. There you can see some more paint. Yeah, they really did a very good job on this figure. All the paint, all the detail. It's an entirely new sculpt too, so you can see the pants. He has one of the rocket launchers, or knee rockets, or whatever they're called. But you can see his boots. There's this kind of weird thing on the belt there. There you can see what it looks like with the jetpack on. And then these do rotate, so you can kind of do whatever you please with those. But I think that's all I really have to say about the Cobb Vanth without the articulation. But there's the Cobb Vanth ass, which I'm sure there's a bunch of you wanting to see, so there you go. And then some dents, but not really anything else I need to address, I think. I think that's all. There's a bit of some white thing there, but just an amazing figure. They really did a great job on this. So let's get on to Cobb Vanth's articulation. So this is fairly similar to the Boba Fett, at least the helmet and the torso. The head does go up that far. Now the scarf will come up, but you can lower it. I'll do it without the helmet, I guess. So the head does go up that far. Head does go down. You get great movement side to side. This is just crazy. Probably some of the best movement for Black Series we've gotten in a while, although they have been doing a pretty good job as of late. This also rotates, but there is another neck point here, so that can go full 360 along with the head as well. But now my neck is completely off, so I kind of gotta fix that here. There you go. But that is the Cobb Vanth. Then of course full 360, but you guys know that. Then the arms do go out that far. Be careful with this. That's all I have to say, because this happened on my Return of the Jedi one, so just keep that in mind. Then they do go full 360. There is a butterfly joint in there, and then it does rotate, of course, and then down. Single jointed elbows with a bit of rotation there and rotation at the joint, but that's good to get. And then this hand goes down, and it doesn't go that much up because of the keypad, I think is what it is, where he codes his stuff in. And then this arm is a little bit more hindered just because of the wires, but nonetheless, you still get great articulation. And then this is the one meant for the gun, so it has the trigger finger. It goes this direction, full 360, of course. Then the ab crunch, let's take this off, goes back that far, down, not a lot actually, to the side, a decent amount to the side, even more, full 360. And then the legs do kick forward that far. Back, not as much. They do the splits that far. There is an upper thigh cut. I really like how it's so seamless, the jeans, with all the articulation. Single jointed knees. So there you go. And then there is a bit of rotation there as well. Same thing on this side. And then the ankle pivot goes up, back, and there, of course, is ankle rocker pivot. I thought there was boot rotation, but there does not appear to be any. So that is the articulation for Cobb Vanth. So there are a few comparisons that I want to do with this figure. Actually, a decent amount of comparisons, just because it's quite a an interesting character that has interacted with several different people. So here we have him next to the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Here we have him next to just a standard modern Galaxy packaging Stormtrooper. This is the one from the Book of Boba Fett wave with all the stuff taken off. So it's the Rogue One trooper. And then, of course, we got to have Cad Bane next to Cobb Vanth. I guess I'll take the helmet off for this. So there you can see the comparison of these two. Maybe one day we could get a unarmored Cobb Vanth. Be pretty cool. I took the backpack off, but there you can see him. And then, of course, I want to show him next to Tython Boba. So there's the armorless Boba. And then I did want to see if the helmet, and it does. So for the time being, if you want a Boba Fett that's super inaccurate, you could do that. But I'm going to keep it on this one until I get the Walmart exclusive. Whoa. But anyway, you can see him. And then the last two that I wanted to do was show him next to Mando and Fennec Shand, of course. So that is the comparison. So my final thoughts on this Cobb Vanth figure is I think Hasbro nailed it with this figure. Maybe they could have done a little bit more blackwash. I did see Yak Face do some of that on his figure, and I'm probably not going to do that with mine because I'm happy as is. But the only, like, the sculpt is there, everything's there, maybe a bit more wash, but other than that, they really knocked it out of the park. Now, this isn't going to be a figure for everyone, and that's not because of the character, it's just because there's so many, you know, Mandalorian Boba Fett figures coming out that, you know, you would probably prefer to get the actual Boba Fett over Cobb Vanth, but this still is an amazing figure, don't get me wrong. Probably one of my favorites that I've reviewed so far. If not my favorite, this figure is just it is very, very good. So if you want it, go get it. It is a deluxe, but honestly, I do think it is worth it in some ways, not in all ways, but you can really tell that Hasbro did put all their hard work into this, and it definitely shows. So overall, I'm going to give this figure a 9.5 out of 10. Please let me know what you think of the Cobb Vanth figure in the comments below. Will you be picking him up? Do you think it looks like Timothy Oliphant? Where do you stand on the deluxe of the figure, how the figure is deluxe? Do you think that's fair? Do you think it's uncalled for? I'm starting to be more in the middle, but I understand both sides. Anyway, as always, I have been Jagger Collector, and I will see you in my next video, which we will see what that will be. But for now, bye, guys.